Welcome back to the Week 3 matchups with the Commission Anderson Show, and we are analyzing Trash Talk versus Burtucky, and rivalry game here, brother-in-law against brother-in-law. We always like that matchup. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started right away with the quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers against St. Louis, and then Trent Edwards against New Orleans. I personally am going to take Trent Edwards just because I think that they're going to have to throw the whole entire time that during the game, just to keep up with New Orleans. So I'm going to go with Trent Edwards. Who do you have?
I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers here. And
Really?
My reason for this is he's been sacked 10 times so far this season. I don't think St. Louis has that great of a rush defense.
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to spend more time on his feet
All right.
as opposed to on his back. So I think he's going to be able to connect a few times, maybe with Greg Jennings, maybe with Donald Driver. I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers on that.
All right, let's go to the running backs. Steve Slayton, Chris Johnson. Slayton hasn't impressed yet. I think it's a situation kind of like a Forte. I think if you're Steven, Steven gave practically everything to try to get Steve Slayton. There was a little bit of controversy there with him working with the new guy.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he did get Steve Slayton. I don't know. I think I'm kind of getting nervous if he doesn't score a lot this week. What do you think?
I think you have to agree. I don't know how long you can keep a guy when he's scoring 5-6 points for you.
Oh yeah.
And looking, you look through the rest of his running backs. He doesn't have anybody else. He can't play Jamal Lewis because he's terrible too.
Yeah.
I think he's got to.
So he's going to be stuck with them.
Yeah.
We know Trash loves the running backs, but what's going to happen here? I don't really know. I'll be honest with you. I don't think that either one. I think that they're going to have a combined total this week of 24 points, some way, shape, or form. 24 points between the both of them.
Yep, I could see that. Chris Johnson's going to, come down from
his 59-point
Yep.
crazy week. All right, Brandon Jacobs versus Darren Sproles. I personally think that Brandon Jacobs will have a bounce-back week. Tampa Bay's terrible. Darren Sproles, how do you feel about Darren Sproles?
Darren Sproles, gave big points last week. Decent week the first week. I think his first week is probably more where he's going to settle out at 12 points. I don't think he's going to get the 81-yard passing touchdown, that he got.
Yeah.
I think it's worth being noted that I think Miami's going to look to maybe play the pass a little more. Seeing that LT is probably out, they're going to try to, make San Diego do their best to try to pound it. And I don't think Sproles is that kind of guy that's going to, get between the tackles and. He's looking to get out there on the pass, and I think Miami's going to shut him down this week.
All right, we'll give who do you give the edge to, Burtucky or Trash in the running backs?
I'm going to give the edge to Burtucky in this one. I think Brandon Jacobs is gonna produce his first big game of the season.
All right, I'll give the edge to I'll give the edge to Trash Talk, even though I'm not really too thrilled about it. Wide receivers: Marcus Colston, Vincent Jackson, Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson, the questionable. Still wondering if he's going to play. But nonetheless, I like Marcus Colston. I think Vincent Jackson's a decent play. Deshaun Jackson, if healthy, I think good play against Kansas City as well. What do you think?
I think, looking through Burtucky's wide receivers, they're Marquise Colston, he's a solid, he's going to catch his, he might find the end zone twice this week too.
Yeah.
I think Deshaun Jackson is a little like Darren Sproles, kind of built for the big play. If he doesn't get it, you could be sitting at a 2-point week.
Yeah.
But if he plays, I think he could catch one of those long ones.
What do you think about putting Laurent Robinson in there from St. Louis? They're always down. They're going to have to throw. Laurent Robinson seems to be the main target there, not Donnie Avery.
I'm going to leave Deshaun Jackson in if he's healthy. Fully healthy, in the 90%. If not, I think Laurent Robinson would be a good play for Burtucky.
All right, wide receivers for Trash Talk. Calvin Johnson against Washington. They don't have him scheduled for a lot of points. I think he's a decent play. Donald Driver, I think, is going to be really good. Aaron Rodgers seems to like him. Trash is going to try to double up the points there with Rodgers and Donald Driver. What do you think?
I agree with those two statements about those two guys. And I think, if we look at that third one, if we want to play a little who you got for that, Trash made a couple trades this week for a couple different wide receivers.
Yeah.
Are you going to play Bernard Berrien, or are you going to go with
Tim,
Lee Evans, Chancey Stuckey?
Let me just take this time to talk to you, Trash. Trash, look at me. Bernard Berrien is bad. He's good for the long distance, but when your quarterback isn't throwing over 15 yards,
Copy.
Bernard Berrien is bad. if your quarterback is not going to throw over 15 yards, Bernard Berrian doesn't do anything for you. Why aren't you playing Chancey Stuckey? Why did you make the trade if you're not even going to play him? He's playing a secondary that is terrible. He's scheduled to get a lot of points. Put him in the game. Get Bernard Berrian out of there. That's what I have to say. Trash, you need to listen to me on this one. Trust me, Chancey Stuckey this week. I personally, as far as if I'm going to go with the wide receivers, I'm going to go with Burtucky on this one. I really think he has quite the edge. Tight ends, Dustin Keller at Tennessee and Owen Daniels at Jacksonville. Who do you think?
I think I can push on this one. I don't think Matt Schaub's going to have as big of a game as he did last week. I think for between the two, I think it's going to be a push. I think you're going to get 5 points maybe if you for a good day out of both of them. So I'm gonna push. I'm
gonna go Dustin Keller, gets pretty close to double digits. Owen Daniels, I think he stays right around 5. I would agree with you there. Defenses, Bengals at Pittsburgh, Packers at St. Louis. I think the Packers can cause some havoc there. I'm gonna go give the edge to the Packers over the Bengals at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, although not a very good offense, rivalry game. I think they'll be up for it. All right. Well, what do you think this game comes down to? Who do you got?
I think this game is going to come down to which team's going to have the big play guys. I think both teams are kind of built for that. If they don't get it, they're in trouble.
Yep.
Looking through the two rosters, I think I'm going to take Burtucky. I think they're both based on the big play, and I think Burtucky's got more guys that are capable of bouncing out for one of those.
All right. I, too, am going to take Burtucky. Trash, I think you're going to make some pretty bad errors this week. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think it's going to be pretty bad. That said, I think it'll be a close game. I'm going to go 109 Burtucky, 104 Trash. We'll be right back with our next matchup, and that is Beans at Nappy Foe.